we have another Colourpop release, but this one is a little more unique. Hi, my name is Lauren if you're new here. If you're not new, you came back to say hi to Hunter, didn't you? He's around. He's gonna pop up. You will definitely see him because he's very active right now, running around, jumping on things. Hunter is my cat, if you don't know. One of my cats. Today, we're gonna be talking about one of the newer collections from Colourpop. Is it the newest? It might actually be the newest eyeshadow palette. So I might actually be on top of things today, maybe. But we will be talking about the Colourpop Legend of Korra eyeshadow palette. And this is what it looks like. This is Avatar, right? I think this is Avatar. I was never an Avatar kid. I was always a Pokemon kid. I think I missed Avatar. It came out when I was older, but just because I don't feel any sort of, connection with it doesn't mean I can't enjoy a good eyeshadow palette if it is good. But honestly, this is not why we're here. The exciting part of this launch was that Colourpop actually released 4 liquid multichromes along with this collection. So I didn't pick up anything else from this collection except the eyeshadow palette and these amazing multichromes, which we will be swatching. Now, I was actually super impressed by the swatches of the multichromes. Even just looking at them, it's not going to appear on camera. It's so hard to see that color shift on camera. But in person, you don't need to be holding this up to the light or anything. You can see the color shifts in these. Like, it's pretty intense. Like, I'm impressed. So what we're going to do some swatches. We're going to swatch the palette. We are going to swatch these amazing multichromes. And then we're just going to do a quick little look. Nothing fancy, nothing long and complicated. We're just going to play with the palette a little bit. So sit back, relax, grab a coffee, grab a water, grab wine. I'm going to need that later. And let's do a look. Okay, we are swatching Colourpop's The Legend of Korra eyeshadow palette. And we're just going to start up here with airbending. And then Future Industries. This is a pretty cool color, but it actually reminds me of the exact same one in their Star Wars palette. It looks the same, swatches the same. Change. Air. Water bending. Rebirth. Balance. Spirits. Endgame. Rebel Spirit is another super shock. So we got Rebel Spirit and Future Industries as our super shock so far. Firebending. Harmony. Gonna scoot up a little bit. Pro Bender. Mover Star. And Earthbending. So that is the palette all swatched. It's definitely pretty. It definitely gives you a very, earth, water, fire vibes. Okay, let's do a look. Okay, really fast, we're gonna go ahead and swatch the multichromes. So we're gonna start with Earth. And water is trying to make its grand escape. So let's do water next. Oh, there they all go. Okay. It's water. Fire. Ooh, that is pretty. You can actually see the shift on camera for that one. And it's normally really hard to capture, so that's actually pretty impressive. And then we have air. Why do I keep forgetting air is an element? I breathe it every day. Ooh, it's pretty. So here are the 4 multichromes. Can you catch a shift? Kind of on some of them. not super well. Again, shifts are super hard to capture on camera, but yeah, those are really cool. Okay, now on to the look. So priming my eyes today with the Gimme Glow primer in Parchment. And we're going to do two different looks because I want to do a different multi-chrome on each eye, I think. So the looks themselves will probably be relatively simple. We don't want to distract from the multi-chromes, right? You know, swatching this palette, I had mixed feelings. It was fine, but I don't think this is one of their best palettes. It's a good palette. This is just judging on swatches. And honestly, I normally say you can't judge a palette by swatches, but when you have as many Colourpop palettes as I have, you get an idea. You get an idea. So it seems good, but it doesn't seem as pigmented as some of their other palettes. So I think we're just gonna go in, again, we're gonna do a simple look. I think we're gonna do just like a green one and a more neutral look. So let's start with the green. Let's go into Mover Star and go ahead and just put that into my crease. And there is quite a bit of fallout, so be sure you're tapping off your brush with these ones. Please tell me this is Avatar. Please, am I wrong? Who are the blue people? I know I sound so out of touch. What is the blue one? You know, like the ones, that's not Avatar. What is that? No, this is Avatar. Man, I don't know. I feel like they come out with far too many collabs. Like, I don't think we need this many collabs. I don't. But I mean, you know, if this is something that speaks to you, then that's good. I mean, they're coming out with something for everyone, I hope. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put the same color just underneath my waterline as well. I mean, I can't complain when they come out with stuff because I buy it, right? So we're gonna go into Earthbending. I'm just gonna put that on the outer edge of my eye. Again, we're not doing anything complicated. We just wanna see how those beautiful multi-chromes look on the eye. And I will say these colors are going on pretty well. So I guess I spoke too soon. See, this is why I always say, like, you can't trust a palette by the swatches. Even though I tried to justify myself, these colors are going on well, so. Okay, I'm just kind of patting it on like that. And I'm gonna go into that brush I used earlier and just kind of do that. Yeah, the green is not, it's a little patchy. It's a little tiny bit patchy. Okay, that's what we're gonna deal with. Let's go ahead and obviously I have to do Earth, right? No, I don't have to do Earth. I do have to do Earth. I do. I'm sorry, I do. So pulling out Earth, we are going to just put that on the rest of my lid. Oh, it is pretty. I was just so excited that they were doing something a little different with this collection. You know, I always like when Colourpop comes out with new products. I will say when I picked up this collection, I did pick up one of their newer bronzers that they just released, and I'm actually wearing that on my face right now. I have it linked below. I don't remember the color off the top of my head, but I like it. I like it. Okay, I'm going in with a second coat. Let's try to make it a little more vibrant. This one is a little more opaque than I like, so this one I would say you're gonna want to put it on something dark. But it's giving me like praying mantis vibes, which I don't hate at all. So again, we're just doing a really simple look today. I kind of just like that. Like, this is something that I would just go out in for like a green look for the day. And well, I would do it on both eyes, but just doing it on this. Let's do something different on the other eye to play around with these multi-chromes a little more. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just do a more neutral, ready look. So I'm gonna go into Balance, and I'm gonna put that on my upper lid. I already prepped my eye with my primer. That is a pretty reddy brown though. That's going on nice. The mattes so far have gone on really nice. except for the dark green. The dark green is a little patchy. We'll say. It's kind of what I felt when I was swatching it. It's a little more of a drier formula. They're mattes. They have a couple different formulas that they use. They have this one formula that's fantastic and everything, and then sometimes it's a little bit too dry for my liking. Okay, we are now going to, let's go into Firebender. Let's put that on the edge of my eye. Am I doing a Christmas look? I think this is kind of Christmassy. Oh, yep, I'm doing red and green. Of course it's Christmassy. Okay. Sometimes their reds are a little disappointing. I feel like this one's not as vibrant as it looks like it should be. Like it's kind of blending into the brownie red a little more than I wanted it to. It's not going on patchy though, that's good. Okay, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go kind of exactly what we did on the other side. I'm gonna go back into balance and I'm gonna put that underneath my waterline because I do like that color quite a bit. And I do like wearing reds because it makes my eyes pop. Okay, for the multi-chrome, we're obviously gonna go into Fire because this one's swatched, I think, the best. And it's got like a green shift, which again, it's so frustrating that it's so hard to show these shifts on camera. Some people can do it, but I am not that person. I just need more practice, I think. Oh my gosh, but this is such a gorgeous color. It's like a magenta, but it has like shifts of green, shifts of red. That's a really, really pretty color. I would say the earth one is significantly more sheer, but the Fire really packs a punch. I'm not gonna lie, I am like actually super impressed with that. Okay, we wanted to do simple looks. I'm gonna go put on eyeliner and mascara, and then we're just gonna do a quick chat about this collection, and I'm gonna talk about my feelings. So stay tuned. So we are back. And we are really happy with how both looks turned out. They are very different, and that is due mainly to the performance difference that we saw in the Fire multichrome versus the Earth multichrome. So let's talk a little bit about it. First, let's kind of talk about the palette. You don't need it. I mean, if you are a huge fan of Avatar and this is something you want to add to your collection, it's a decent palette, but there's nothing really exciting about it. And I mean, it's fine, but again, even like the Super Shocks are not unique. This is, I swear, the exact same Super Shock that they had in the Star Wars palette. So just kind of keep that in mind. I mean, it was fine, but you know, it just wasn't their better formula. I feel like they save their better formula for very certain palettes and releases and any of their mega palettes. Their mega palettes are actually really good. But I mean, the green earthbending, it was a little bit patchy. The rest of the colors performed fine, but there's just nothing very unique about this palette in my opinion. So I don't think it's something that you absolutely need to add to your collection. Again, unless you're a huge fan of Avatar and it's something that actually means something to you, then I would say go ahead and pick it up, but not necessary. The thing though that I would recommend picking up is the multichromes. Now, they retail for $13 each, which for any kind of multichrome is a freaking great deal. $13 for a multichrome is on the very low end of how much multichromes normally cost. So that would be a pretty good deal for these. But as we saw with the looks, they perform very differently. So you have Fire, which has a much deeper base, a much more vibrant color. And then you have Earth, which it barely looks like there's anything on. Like, it's like a little bit luminescent, but it's not really there. It's not really there. Yeah, it's not really there. But I like it for what it is. It's just something that I would recommend putting on top of something rather than wearing it alone like I did. Like it might go good on like a dark green. Like if I brought that dark green all along my lid, I think that would have helped this really perform a lot better. But because I didn't, you can't really see it. So something to keep in mind, if you like toppers, then this might be more your style. But if you want some vibrancy, I feel like fire is gonna be more your style. And you know what? I think it's kind of similar with air and water. Water definitely seemed like it had a darker base. Air, I could go either way. Again, we did not use air, so I'm not 100% sure, but it does seem a lot lighter than I would say water or earth look. So something to keep in mind. Overall, I absolutely love that they came out with something new. I feel like whenever Colourpop launches something new, they tend to do a pretty good job. So I think these multichromes are definitely something that I would recommend picking up if you're into multichromes, if you're into more liquid shadows. But the palette, not something you need unless you really, really want it. I'm not gonna judge. I have a massive collection. This is a pretty short review, but you know, it's fun to talk about new releases. It's fun to talk about new things, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!